Well, hello and welcome back to Castlegoat. It is a very special day. Well, it's not so much the day, it's rather the fact that I am recording since a patch. The patch actually came out on Tuesday and I haven't recorded since then. Now, this patch, I've discussed a few things that Robobob might have been working on in the future with regards to the diplomacy screen and the sorts of things that we have right now. Oh, I saw someone heading out there. What are you doing? Are you a merchant? Are you going home? Yes, you are. Then you may leave. It is allowed. But Robobob has exceeded my expectations. I don't expect much, I suppose, but I don't expect anything really, I guess. But the planned changes in regards to how goblins and mounts would be acting, they are already partially implemented. This has blown my mind how quickly from idea to implementation this has gone. Robobob has added goblin raiders. Only the goblins are affected at the moment, but effectively, goblins' behavior has been changed in that a goblin raider will appear on the map with an invasion. They will attempt to steal items and leave the map with them. They currently only look for trade goods, armor, weapons, jewelry, that sort of thing, things of value. The other goblins and ogres will be there as an escort for the raider. The primary goal of the goblins is to steal your treasure. When all the raiders have left or have died, the other goblins will try to leave as well. Now, they will only leave if they can't see a gnome. If they've already kind of engaged with a gnome, they will hang around and fight to the death as normal. They're not going to run away from you. But if they can't see any fight to get into and the raiders are all dead or have left, they'll try to leave the map. There's no more reason for them to be there. Now, they've also added the goblin tunneler. Now, if a goblin raider lives and returns to their kingdom without stealing anything, now this is quite an important bit, then the next time they come here, the next time the goblins come, they will bring a goblin tunneler in their next raid. Now, the way that the tunneler works is that they will, for example, they'll spawn on the edge of the map in much the same way goblins do right now, but whereas normal goblins will make a beeline straight for your fort, the goblin tunneler will start to construct a tunnel. Now, it'll take about a day for this to happen. In that time, you will see the tunnel pop up somewhere in your fort. It can be anywhere in your fort. And it'll look somewhat like the partially constructed well graphic. That's a placeholder for now. Now, you could go out there and you could kill the tunneler. Or you could try to deconstruct the well, I believe. I might be wrong on that, though. I'm not certain if I understood the explanation completely with that. Either you can go out and try to break it if you spot it, wherever it happens to be in your fort, or you can break it down once it's already been built. Now, it's a bit of a gamey way. The tunnel is a bit gamey, in that the tunneler isn't literally digging a tunnel down and then burrowing his way over to wherever he's decided to try and infiltrate your fort. It's more of a tunnel object will be here, and say a tunnel object will be there, and they will be instant teleports. Not ideal, I suppose, but I can understand why that is significantly easier to put into the game than anything else. Now, the tunnels will take at least half a day to complete, sorry. When completed, the tunnel exit will appear in your base without destroying any part of the map, so the map won't be deformed. Now, Robobob has said that the main reason for doing it this way is so that it'll be less annoying for people, because if these things happened and then randomly part of your base was just destroyed because this tunnel popped up or the goblins burrowed into your tunnel, that would probably be a little bit more annoying than just a tunnel popping up somewhere and then there being some sort of instant teleport. Now, the goblin raiders will use the tunnel to attempt to get into your fort and steal items, and I presume the rest of the goblins will follow suit and come with them through this tunnel into your middle of your base, which might be in your dormitory for all you know. The tunnel can be deconstructed by gnomes, and the tunnels, as I said, do currently use placeholder art. Now, the goblin attacks are also affected by the distance to your kingdom. On that note, can I have a look? Does it show? No? Frayed land? No, it doesn't show them. That's a shame. So basically, much of the same way that merchants take, for example, from the musical tooth, 4 days and 3 hours to get here, the goblins, if their land is 3 days away, it'll take them 3 days to set out from there before they arrive here, and presumably 3 days to get back if any of them live. Now, this update supposes a few things. Firstly, simply walling yourself off with no intention of going out and fighting people is ultimately going to fail. At this point, that will result in the goblins tunneling into your fort, and you're going to have to fight them whether you like it or not. This will only affect those people who intentionally wall off and never deal with the threat. If you only wall off so that you get a bit of warning when the goblins show up, then you rally your troops to the part of the wall that you're going to dig out to send your forces out and then wall up behind them so that you can keep your civilians safe, this won't affect you in any way because you're going out there and you're dealing with the enemies anyway. That's not going to cause goblin tunnels to suddenly undermine your whole playstyle. But if you do wall off your fort and never go out to deal with anything, you're just happy to be in your fort and all the baddies can be out there, you don't bother them, they can't get to you, then yes, this is really going to mess with your playstyle. My playstyle is not going to be affected in the slightest as it stands, because the goblin raiders will always try to get to my fort, they'll always come through, and they will always have a fight, and will hopefully always be killed along with their goblin escort. So goblin tunnelers will likely never show up at my fort. However, for those of you who are concerned that your particular playstyle, that is walling off, if you do it because you find it a little bit hard early on, for example, and you just want a bit of extra time to build up your defenses and train your troops, there is a way around this. Now, what I've got here is a perfect example of it. There is one entry point. Whenever something attacks, it always comes through here. It has to. There is no other way, and their pathing will always lead them to this area. Now, what you can do is you can set up a stockpile, and you can put trade items in that stockpile. It doesn't need to be anything particularly valuable. It could be, I don't know, statuettes, jewelry, or whatever, like simple jewelry just made of a piece of metal. You just put it out there. What will happen is the raiders will path to the front and the choke point, the only way into your fort. They'll go to get in, they'll encounter the trade goods. They'll pick up the trade goods, the raider will leave. I don't know how much they carry. I don't know if they've got like a certain inventory room and they can store quite a lot in there, or if they will literally pick up the first trade good they see and then just happily walk away all gleeful that they've done a good job, and really all they've done is picked up a bone statuette made of goblin bone as it happens. So maybe they've come to take the bones back to their kingdom to bury them. That's possibly why they're here. They are saddened by all of the goblin bones that we are turning into clothes. They just want to give their fallen warriors an honorable burial. But if you do that, then the raiders should just come along, pick it up and leave. And along with them will go their goblin escort. As long as you don't do anything that attracts their attention. That is, as long as the escort cannot see you. Was it the honey badger who just killed that monitor lizard? That is the question I have. Really? Have I zoomed out of the map that much? Let me see. Right. Is there honey badger blood? Yes. It looks like a honey badger and a monitor lizard just had a fight. Wow. And it looks like the honey badger is probably going to die. Yes, it is. Well done on killing the monitor lizard, though. That is significantly larger than you are. Oh, look at all those farms. Yikaz. I might actually have to move some people over to help with farming. But, as I was saying, you can effectively buy off the goblins at this point. You can't send out trade, like tribute caravans to their kingdom yet. That is probably going to be coming in pretty soon, though, given how much progress RoboBob has already made with this system. But you can effectively pay tribute by leaving tribute outside your fort. I would recommend having a choke point one way into the fort, though, so that you can guarantee that they're going to approach from the direction where they'll see these goods. And what I would also recommend is build walls around the outside so that there's no way that any of the goblins could see any of the gnomes, or any of the gnomes see the goblins. That way, they're not going to automatically try to engage and fight you. Because from what I understand, that's what the escort will do if they spot any of your gnomes. They'll disregard the raider and will charge off to try and attack. But as long as they haven't seen you, and you've left them enough goods, then the raiders should just pick up and leave. And so you've got a convenient way of completely bypassing their attack. So don't worry if you are the sort of person who does tend to wall in. This isn't going to affect that. Of course, it will require that you have a way into your fort, and possibly this will result in Mance eating you. I can't really help you with that. Maybe you could have several stockpiles around the perimeter and just hope that the goblins encounter one. I don't know. But very excited about this change. Now, as for some of the changes in here, we are still waiting on some new helmets to be made, some new steel helmets. I imagine we're waiting on the armor plates for that, but also we are making quite a lot of ogre leather armor. Now, my hope is that the military commanders will wear that always. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and set up the military commander to always be in their... the militia commander in their militia captain outfit. That way they should go off and grab their gear and just always be ready for combat. Now, it will mean that they will kind of drop their weapons when they're doing something. Like, for example, if they're a miner, they'll drop one of the weapons, which is currently an axe and a hammer. They'll drop one of them in order to carry the pick with them as well. So it's not ideal, I suppose, but it certainly is better than nothing. Once we've got all of that, I'll check how many ogre hides we've still got, and if we've got enough, I'll start producing more and more and more. And gradually, we will outfit our entire militia in ogre leather, which is equivalent to bronze, effectively. It's just a hell of a lot lighter and allows them to move a little bit easier. And it's got slightly different defenses. I think leather is better against bashing weapons, and metal is better against clawing weapons and bites and that sort of thing, mandibles. Right, I think I'm going to pause the recording here. We've not really got a lot to look at. I'm probably going to start looking... Oh, actually, I've gone ahead and I've built the engineer shop. Let's have a look. What do we need for some traps? I would like some self-powered traps. There's spike traps, which you literally have to walk on in order to trigger, and then it will only hurt the person that's standing on it. And then blade traps, which have a wider area of effect. I'm not quite sure of the exact shape of the area of effect, but it will affect people who are just close to it, not literally stood on it. Now, we're going to need a trap base and a sword blade, and the spike trap will simply need a spike. Do we make spikes here? No? Where do we make spikes then? Do we make spikes in here? Yes, we do. Okay, so you can use 2 bars to make a spike, or you can use 1 sword blade to make a blade trap. Honestly, I would say the blade trap is the better one. Okay, but we're going to need a trap base for this, and a trap base requires a mechanical base and a spring, and a mechanical base requires 2 gears and a spring. So we're going to need 2 gears and 2 springs. And 2 gears require 1 bar, and a spring requires 1 bar. Okay. Now, the material that we make the traps out of is going to affect the kind of damage it does, in the same way that I think the material of the trap base affects the skill of the trap, if you want to think of it like that. Where the goblin might have a dodge skill, it would be competing against the skill of the trap, which would be dictated by its material. And then the weapon part, so the spike or the blade, would dictate the damage it could do. So a steel blade or a steel spike would be significantly more dangerous than a bronze spike or a bronze blade. I will go and set a couple of these up. I'm not sure, though, what we should make it out of. We could make it out of bronze, I suppose. We're not going to make it out of steel. We haven't got enough of that at the moment. We will... Yeah, I think we will. We'll go ahead and make bronze bars into this. So we're going to need 2 springs. I'm going to tell them to keep 2 bronze springs at any time. And at least 1 bronze gear, which means at most we'll have 3. So, no, yes, actually, it will. No, if we tell them to keep 1, sorry, my mind's all over the place. If we tell them to keep 1, until we've used that final 1, they won't try to make more. And when they make more, they'll make 2, so that will make sense. So we want at least 1 bronze gear. There we go. Once we've got those, I will go ahead and set up a mechanical base to be made. And then we will work on making a bronze blade. Now, we should actually... No, we won't have any bronze blades yet, but I will tell them to keep 1 around. 1 bronze sword blade is what we would like. And I will move that up to just beneath the... Well, actually, since this is going to be for traps, I won't tell them to be a higher priority than the weapons we actually need. Okay, I'm going to pause the recording now, and when we return, hopefully there will either be a fight happening, or maybe we will even have finished with the traps. I'm not sure where I'm going to place them, but should be fun to work that out. So, see you soon. And welcome back. We have a merchant from Loveslave just taking a position in our almost complete market area. We've almost got, well, we've got all of the stores there now. We just need to finish off that little bit of wall there. But let's have a quick look at what they have for sale. I really don't think we need any granite, honestly. Let's see, what kind of... we might take the logs. Yeah, we'll take the logs. We do have a lot of those right now. We'll also take the silver ore. But that's about all we need from them. We've got so many different traders now that actually give us really good prices on specific things that I just don't need to trade too much with these guys. We don't have much sandstone, but we can easily get more of that. We don't have much raw basalt. My lord, how are we shy of that? Egad, I'm going to have to go and start digging some. Now, how much is that? 216. We should be able to easily meet that with a single ring, perhaps. Let's go see if we've got any. Oh, that's gems. We want rings. We want 216. I'll give you 242.8 worth. There you go. You get a little bit of profit as well. In fact, quite a lot more than we usually give you. So you should be happy with that, I hope. Go on, take it. Run away, gleeful that you've made so many gnome bucks worth of profit. And we need to go down and actually start mining for some basalt. My god. Never thought this day would come. But instead of simply mining for basalt, we'll actually look around. Ah, here we are. Right, we'll draw out some strips mines. No, they're not. They're branch mining. I will get shouted at again. Right, we want to do a little bit more mining down here. Let's, in fact, go up to the terrain menu since I'm going to be doing a fair bit of this. And we'll actually just draw these out like so. That should be fine. We don't need to create all the different types of branches we had last time, though they did actually look kind of nice in a way. But we'll just draw this one out like this for now. And hopefully we'll get plenty of basalt from this. We'll also get some extra marble and granite as well, which will be nice. And even some sandstone as it happens. We have been very, very fortunate with this seed. I must stress that once again. You usually don't easily get all of these different types of stones, especially a combination of a dark stone and a light stone like marble and basalt. That was fantastic, honestly. I've had a few where I've had something like granite and lapis lazuli, but not very many with something like that. The only thing better would have been if that sandstone was serpentine, honestly. That's pretty much the only thing I would have rathered. Now, there's a ridiculous amount of dirt down here. I'm thinking we could probably afford to just start stockpiling that up by our prospector. In fact, yes. Let's go ahead and set you up to take soil once again. Only dirt, though. There you go. And we should... Well, that's probably why we are going through all of the basalt, honestly. Right, I'm going to set this place up to stop doing raw basalt for now and just do dirt clumps instead. Yes, I know that means we won't be getting iron slivers, we won't be getting gold slivers, but for the time being it should be okay. And we are slowly making all of these into malachite statues. These two will be silver, and these... So we'll have 4 silver statues, 4 malachite statues. Let's see what the worth is. 8,000, that is not nearly enough. We are going to expand this out, and as I said, an interesting shape. So probably another... like an hourglass shape that opens up back here into something really, really large and around expansive. Maybe even connecting with this through a door over there. That would actually be quite useful. I'll think about that. I may well go for that, honestly. That way the Great Hall will have direct access to the food stocks for it. On that note, though, is this ready? Oh, damn it. Come on. Why? Why is this not ready? I don't understand. Now for that we're going to want apple wood. There are apple trees out there. Yeah, you know what? Let's gather some clippings and then chop all of those down. So cut clippings. I don't really want to go all the way up there. So if I pull this down like that, we should be good. And once that's all done, we'll fell all of those trees. For now, I'm going to tell our military they can stand down and help out with all of the horticulture. Increase their speed a little bit. That's right, get out there and help chopping down those trees. Now, I didn't end up setting anyone else to help me with the fields. As a result, it doesn't look like they have been planted, and that is not very good. Okay, what I can do, let me just check on our animals. How's your food going? You're doing fine for food, you're doing fine for food, you're doing fine for food. Okay. Well, where's our Beastmaster then? So our Beastmaster set to help us with agriculture? Set to build. Ah, that's what it is. You're getting distracted. Damn it. I would actually prefer that to be down with the hospital then. So I'd rather you help with farming over doing any building. Though the only thing with that is that everyone else... No, we'll keep the system going for now, but let's see. How much more building work is to be done? Fair bit, honestly. Maybe I'll have to then. However, on the plus side, look at that. All of the roofing is done. Let's go ahead and remove this floor. No, not replace, remove. Where are you? Remove floor. Get rid of that little bit of dirt there. And these pillars should already have been replaced. We'll go ahead and replace floor. Since we've currently got some detailed floors there, and I would rather have them all uniform. It does mean that we've reduced the windows for the dining area a little bit, and that is a shame. I was quite happy with the windows we had there, but on the whole, I think that just looks so awesome. those tiled roofs, I love them. I'm so pleased that I actually bothered to set up a kiln to test that out. Otherwise, I might never have known. Now, we really do need to get this finished out. It might be the next year before we can actually properly set this up, but we should have so much wheat coming in at that point. We've got 129 extra right now, and we have reduced the herds, so we shouldn't be using that much more. How are all of the clippings going? She-Lab, of course, doing a fantastic job out there. Well done, you. Right, have you all replaced those floors? Yes, you have. Well done. Right. Next, we want to rebuild these walls. Now, I'm not really sure how I'm going to go about setting up the new Great Hall. I've got some ideas in my mind, but it is a big project. And it's dissuading me from starting because of how big it's going to be. Also, I do need to tile this area since it is now actually more or less part of the fort. And actually, on that note, let me get this sorted out. What we need up here is a quick floor made of dirt. There we go. And then we want to build a torch. A wall torch. Any torch will do. Will this fit? There we are. As a few of you have mentioned, we no longer need to build the floor anymore. It took me a little while to actually translate that into me not being stupid, unfortunately. As much as I knew this, I even read the patch notes, I just kept going with my old system. Sometimes I don't know. Next, we want to set up a rail fence, and it looks like that is pine out there, so let's go ahead and continue that with pine in there as well. And then we'll eventually have a little garden. We'll plant some trees, maybe just an apple tree or something just in there. It'll be a nice little area for the carpenters just pop their head out. I mean, they've already got this lovely balcony, but that'll be particularly picturesque. Maybe we could imagine they have some little gravel there. Perhaps one of them is particularly keen on making a nice sort of oriental style garden. Right, how are you doing? Well, I would honestly love it if you would stop actually harvesting the clippings from in here and go out there instead, you swines. Oh well. I mean, the nice thing with having the military out in the group who are outside the fort harvesting clippings is that if anything did attack you, your military will deal with it. Or at least they'll be close enough to actually engage and then start taunting, etc. But, yeah, doesn't seem to be helping right now. Right, I need to check on some people. You are a militia commander. Is that correct, Vastoin? Yes, it is. I remember your name. And you've got, well, pretty good, honestly. The only thing you haven't got is the legs. Wow, that is looking very nice indeed. Anyone else? Any others that I can spot who are in their military gear? No? Are you the only one, perhaps? It could be. Well, it looks like we've got the bronze springs and bronze gears at the very least. What about the sword blade? In fact, I'd best check that on stocks, honestly. Weapons, melee weapon parts. Do we have a sword blade? No, we do not. Okay. Well, we're waiting on that for the moment then. As soon as we've got that, we will actually set up a couple of things down there. But what we can do is go ahead and make the mechanism base. So we'll use the bronze gears for this and bronze springs. And I would like at least 4 of these. And then we'll actually start setting everything else up. But for the time being, it looks like all is quiet in the land of Castlegoat. It may be that the goblins are taking a very long time in order to get here. But that said, I think I'm going to go ahead and cancel these jobs for now, just to ensure that everyone gets inside, rather than risking their lives outside. Hopefully we can bring all of that fruit in soon, but where are you off to? You oh dear. Oh dear. I missed that one. Please don't be attacked. Get inside soon. Don't be attacked, please. No? Oh, phew. I don't think we are being attacked. That's fantastic. Wait. Did I give you permission to leave? I don't believe I did. You rude little git. But let's just check on our diplomats. We've got 2 diplomats sleeping at the moment. How many diplomats have we actually got here? We've got the rainy gear, the musical note. Well, we've actually got quite a few of them. Alright, we could also invite the ambassador of the Loveland over. Yeah, okay. That'll do. Just to get everyone set up in here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. Well, on the whole, I am pretty happy with the way that Castlegoat is going right now. We seem to be making some staggeringly good progress. Wait, what are you doing? Oh, you're a soldier and you're building because you haven't got any saplings to gather. Well, until tomorrow then, I'll just have you guys go back to training. But I'm going to wrap this episode up here. Mostly just been talking about the big change in the patch and the various things that we're going to be able to do now thanks to that change, and just generally taking care of the fort. I think when you next return, I will probably have designated out an area for the new Great Hall. That's what I'm going to work on off camera. But that'll all be for the next episode. I hope you've enjoyed this one. I hope you will join me for the next. But until then, and as always, do take care.